Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we will be printing a resin 3D printed All Might from My Hero Academia. The figure is already primed and I'm starting off with the zenithal highlight. I sprayed white on certain areas to mimic natural lighting and give me a visual guide for where highlights and shadows will fall later on. For the skin, I started with a base coat made by mixing red flesh and white. It gives me a nice pink tone that not only works great for skin, but also helps prep the yellow areas of his hero costume. Here's where I'm spraying the pink undertone of his costume, which we'll later cover with yellow. Pink is a good undertone for yellow that helps it pop, and I use this method for my latest video on Goku, so if you haven't seen it, then make sure to check it out. To start building up to a natural skin tone, I used fairy flesh for the next layer. I then followed up with natural flesh for the third layer of the skin tone. I'm also using this paint for the shadows and the darker areas of the skin. I'm avoiding hitting the top of the head too much because that's where we'll be applying the highlights. To finish off the skin tone, I added highlights using highlight skin from Vallejo's Fairy Flesh set. As you can see, I'm spraying from above the head to just hit the highest points and avoid hitting any of the shadows. Now I'm airbrushing all the yellow parts of his hero costume. Again, since I sprayed pink underneath earlier, this yellow will have a brighter look to it. For the blue sections of the suit, I used ultramarine blue from Vallejo. I masked off some of the surrounding non-blue areas to avoid having too much overspray. To add a bit of color variation, I used flat blue as a highlight, although it's a little subtle and tough to pick up on camera. To enhance the depth in the shadows and muscle structure, I used black Templar contrast paint. This helped give the suit some added definition. Contrast paint looks pretty good on the pants, so I decided to use it in the creases on the boots as well. ALLMIGHT has some weight on his suit, so I hand painted these areas. While it takes longer than airbrushing, it saves me the hassle of masking and accidental overspray. At this point, I decided to paint the rest of the suit white because I'll be going over the rest of the suit with red, and I didn't want to paint red over a light gray. Now that we're done with the white, I'm moving on to hand painting the red. I decided to hand paint the red for the same reasons I hand painted the white, but I will say hand painting these colors did take a lot of time and patience, so there's pros and cons either way. Here I'm painting the red on his upper body. I'm glad I decided to paint this portion white before going in with red because it really helps the red pop out more. ALLMIGHT's belt has a metallic finish, so I used Vallejo metal color to get a proper shine. For the head, I started by painting the teeth white. I then used a fine-tipped paint pen to outline the teeth and fill in the eyes. This paint pen was pretty helpful for precision work like this. To finish off the head, I hand painted in his yellow eyebrows. For the base, I started off with the Gravelord Gray as the main coat for the concrete. I then dry brushed on Stonewall Gray to hit the edges and corners of the concrete and the rocks. I then dry brushed on this silver paint to give the edges even more of a highlight. To deepen the cracks and crevices in the base, I went back in with black Templar contrast paint. I used this Vallejo metal color on the steel bars that are coming out the sides of the base. Then I wanted to make it look like the steel was rusting a little, so I dry brushed this Earthshade contrast paint on the steel bars as well. Now that the figure is completely painted, we can begin the assembly process. If any of you watching would like to further support me, have any questions, or want to share your own work on similar projects, you can reach me at FiguresForwards3D on TikTok and Instagram. Links for my socials are in the description. We're coming up on the end of the video now, so if you guys enjoyed the video, then hit the like button. If you didn't, just do it anyways. Comment, subscribe, bell thingy. Thanks, bye.